na kabuang sa babae, pinakamasamang economic performance ng ASEAN.
Philippines, I saw how you were worried to the days where everything remains a mystery, an enemy where no one can see. We feel afraid at times we are apart from each other, and the only thing that keeps us together, even though we're apart, is when everyone is connecting. By connecting with each other, we manage to survive this and continue to beat the COVID-19. I tried to connect and communicate with you by PBB, stay-at-home mates. For this year, another chapter has begun. For more than 150,000 auditionees, I will open my house again for the new batch of housemates from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
She is 17 years old, loving daughter of North Signal. Love you yesterday, love you still, always have, always will. Pauline Gonzalez.
Lijian Parses, 16 years old, the pet lover of Hagonay. My fashion philosophy is, if you're not covered in dog hair, your life is empty.
The miracle daughter of Susan is slow when moving, fast when eating. Tehila Grace Gabrido.
Mark Angelo Openuelo, 16 years old, the Mr. Achiever of Pinagsama. Dreamers have dreams, achievers have goals.
My name is Sofia Carmel Ciceriano, 16 years old, hidden dancer of BCBA. My motto in life is, when nothing goes right, go left instead.
Early in the morning, Pinoy Big Brother called the batch 16 housemates to receive the instruction for their first weekly task.
Housemates, you know how crucial good communication is in my house, especially since you have different attitudes, distinct beliefs, and cultures. As you look for a while entering my house, you will overcome many challenges, trials, and conquer your fear. That's why, for your first weekly task, we will communicate with each other by communicating with your fellow housemate while you connect your thoughts and ideas.
For their first weekly task, they need to explain and analyze this creative diagram associated with the models of communication. They need to compare and contrast the differences and similarities between them. Good luck, housemates!
Housemates, you can now start discussing your ideas about the diagram that I showed to you. In this weekly test, you have 1 minute to explain and consolidate your thoughts and perception in every model of communication. There are 2 levels of the debate for this week. You need to clarify the differences and the similarities that can be seen in every model. Defend your viewpoint and the quality of your perspicacity.
The linear model describes how a sender transmits a message to the receiver. The message itself is transmitted through a channel for communication to the receiver, which is originally the target of the message. The linear model is a fairly simple model in which a message is simply passed from the sender to the receiver.
Excuse me. For me, interactive model deals with exchange of ideas, and messages taking place both from sender to receiver and vice versa. The communication process takes place between humans or machines in both verbal or non-verbal ways. The interactive model is a relatively new model of communication for technologies like the web.
The transactional model of communication is the exchange of messages between sender and receiver, where each take turns to send or receive messages. You know, in this model of communication, both sender and receiver are known as communicators, and their roles reverse each time in the communication process, as both processes of sending and receiving occur at the same time.
The gatekeeper model represents how an audience on a local or even national scale receives information from media. which is considered to be the intermediaries of information. In this model, it is assumed that the key players on mass media like TV or radio broadcast have access to information and, more importantly, have control over what is disseminated to the public.
Well, the ecological model of communication asserts that communication occurs in the intersection of four fundamental constructs. Communication between people are mediated by messages which are created using the language within the media, consumed from the media, and interpreted by using language. So basically, this model describes how people learn how to create messages through the act of consuming other people's messages.
Besties, I'm gonna start first. So basically, the linear model focused on how a message was transmitted, whether it was received or not, compared to all of your models that have feedback. The linear model is basic because it holds that a message travels in a straight line from its source, through a channel and its receiver, making the model less complicated compared to all of yours. In short, this model represents the one-way process of communication. Under this model is Aristotle, Laswell, Shannon Weaver, and Berlow's model of communication. You want me to compare and contrast them? Then here it is.
Wait. Stop talking, besties. For your information, or FYI in short, my model is much better compared to yours. Interactive model incorporates feedback, which makes communication interactive and two-way process. Wait, let me finish first. This is also a message and interaction-focused model. Because of that, it makes this model more unique since the participants can alternate positions as both sender and receiver.
Well, you know guys, in the transactional model of communication, the roles of sender and receiver differ significantly from the other models. Unlike the interactive model, which suggests that participants alternate positions as sender and receiver, the transactional model of communication suggests that we are simultaneously senders and receivers. Don't you know that the transactional model of communication is more efficient for communicators with similar environments and individual aspects?
The gatekeeper model is more interesting. The gatekeeper model is a mass communication. The information is shared with the public, but compared to other models, the information is filtered for dissemination, whether for publication, broadcasting, the internet, or some other mode of communications. Through this process, the unwanted, sensible, and controversial information is removed by the gatekeeper, which helps control the society or group.
Of course, I won't fall behind with your discussions. This model is much more interesting. The logical model is unique since it has a role which is of consumer and creator. The roles of consumer and creator are introspective. The creators of messages create messages within the context of their perspective. Creators optimize those messages to their target audiences. Consumers of the messages interpret those messages within their context of the creator. Consumers make attributions of meaning based on their opinion of the message creator. This model is also similar to the gatekeeper model, because they both utilize the media.
Housemates, I'm proud of the debate that you've made. You explained the models of communications clearly. Your debates are all correct. You thoroughly explained their similarities and contrasts, and I'm happy to say to all of you that your weekly task is now completed.
To effectively communicate,
We must realize that we are all different.
in the way we perceive the world,
and use this understanding as a guide to
Our communication with others.